Good evening and welcome to my channel Equity One. And today is a very interesting day where we are going to speak about the economic events that are happening around us in the market. One side, when people are talking about attrition, people are talking about IT companies throwing people away from the job. The other side, you see a fantastic news like Hindustan Unilever giving its top managers a seven-digit salaries. Many of the top executives in this great company have been paid generously and they have got very good hikes. Similarly, the news that was carried away by the Tata Group, the TCS, which has given an incentives and hikes worth of 16 to 62% to their executives. Now, this makes us think for a moment what is really happening in the market. One side, when you're talking about people losing jobs, the other side, you're seeing that people are getting jobs at a higher level. People are getting bigger incentives. The IT industry is trying to compensate, trying to pay their employees at a higher level as far as possible. So, is the market moving on the positive side, or is the labor market again in for a different change, consolidation altogether? Followed by the news, I would also like to talk upon a very important factor that we have been going through for the past few days, and that is going to be about the infrastructural space that has been growing up. Of late, there has been a great amount of emphasis on the infrastructure space. So, definitely, there is going to be a great movement that's going to be seen in the infra stocks. The other big news that I'm going to talk about today is that the interest that is being shown by Sajjan Jindal, that is a JSW group, the interest in picking up a very important stake in the MG Motors. All of us know that MG Motors, which is a part of the Chinese SAIC arm, has been suddenly shown an interest by the JSW group and they want to pick up a stake in the automobile industry. So this is something like away from their business. Of course, the JSW is known for their steel, for their hardware, their paints and other thing. But today that infrastructure group is suddenly showing an interest towards the automobile group. So definitely the automobile sector is going to see a lot of interesting challenges, consolidation, and there's going to be a close competition among the top players that's going to come in. Now, the other thing that we are getting really interested upon on the factor is that the HDFC Bank, HDFC mergers, which has been coming up in the circuit for quite a long time, and this is coming up in a big way where we're going to see that that is also going to move into the financial space, the financial sector to a greater amount. So that's going to be a greater amount of visibility that's going to come to us in the coming days. Followed by which I would also like to talk about the factor that Vodafone India's today's one of the biggest news factor, where the company is again trying to infuse 14,000 crores for the revival of the company. Now just look at that news altogether, that space altogether. You will be able to see that 14,000 crores being pumped to revive a telecom sector, though Vodafone Idea was not doing well when compared to its competitors like Airtel and Reliance Jio. Now, what is happening is that this space is going to be really an untapped space. Vodafone Idea still thinks that there is a possibility for them to come back, take over the market by a surprise. Now, that's only the time factor which will be able to tell us whether Vodafone Idea would be able to change the telecom space in India. But nevertheless, what we are waiting is that if Vodafone India can make a change, that means Airtel as well as Jio would also come up with some surprise plan and the entire telecom internet space would again start booming up with a lot of news. Followed by which I'm also seeing that of late the concentration of companies moving towards the renewable energy, which is very important in the coming era. So definitely there would be a greater amount of emphasis that's coming in. Now, the stock recommendation for today, which I would like to give upon, is to concentrate on JSW, because not just of the acquisition that I've made, But JSW is also trying to make a greater inroads with infrastructure, with energy, and also with that of the factors of this automobile acquisition altogether. So I would request all my viewers to please spend some time and energy in terms of looking into this particular sector, and you keep investing smartly so that you are able to make great returns in future. Thank you once again for joining me today on this wonderful session. You have a great day ahead.